What to plant in containers right now, June edition. If you've been wondering whether it's too late to start a container garden this summer, it's not. In fact, right now, in June, is one of the best windows of the entire year to get plants in pots and actually see real results before the season ends. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what you should be planting in containers right now, across every region of the US. What grows best in the heat, what to avoid, what container sizes to use, and a few tips that'll make the difference between struggling plants and a genuinely productive little garden. Whether you're on a balcony, a patio, a rooftop, or just a sunny windowsill, this is your June planting guide. Let's get into it. Why June is actually a great time to start. Before we get into the plant list, let's talk about why June works so well for containers. Because a lot of people assume spring is the only good window, and that simply isn't true. The soil is warm. Most warm season crops, tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, basil, need soil temperatures above 60 degrees Fahrenheit to really take off. By June, that threshold has been crossed in virtually every region of the US. Your containers, which warm up faster than ground soil, are already in the perfect zone. You're past frost risk. Across the entire country, including northern states, the last frost date has passed by June. That means you can put heat-loving plants outside without the anxiety of a cold snap wiping them out overnight. Containers give you an advantage in summer. Unlike in-ground gardens where you're locked into where things are planted, containers let you move plants around as the season changes, into more shade during a heat wave, back into full sun when temperatures cool. That flexibility is a huge benefit in summer gardening. Now, with that context in place, here's what you should actually be planting. The plant list. Vegetables. 1. Tomatoes. Tomatoes are the #1 container crop, and June is actually a great time to put them in, as long as you choose the right variety. For containers, you want to look for words like compact, bush, patio, or determinate on the label. Varieties like Patio Princess, Small Fry, or Tumbling Tom are bred specifically for small spaces and produce excellent yields without sprawling vines. Container size matters here. Go with at least a 5-gallon pot. A 10-gallon bucket is even better for standard cherry tomato plants. The more root space they have, the more they'll produce. Put a cage or stake in at planting time, not after the plant grows, so you don't disturb the roots later. Full sun is non-negotiable. Tomatoes need 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight every day. One important care note: water consistently. Inconsistent watering is the #1 cause of a condition called blossom end rot, which shows up as a dark, sunken spot on the bottom of the fruit. Keep the soil evenly moist, not soggy, and not bone dry. 2. Peppers. Peppers are one of the easiest warm season crops for containers. They genuinely love heat. They don't need as much space as tomatoes, and they'll keep producing all the way through fall. A 3 to 5-gallon container is enough for most pepper varieties. They prefer good drainage, which is one reason they actually do better in pots than in heavy clay garden soil. Water peppers about an inch per week, keeping the soil moist but never waterlogged. 4. Fertilizing. Use a balanced fertilizer, something with equal parts nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium for the first few weeks. Once flowers appear, switch to a formula that's lower in nitrogen and higher in phosphorus and potassium to encourage fruit production rather than leafy growth. Hot peppers, by the way, are more forgiving than bell peppers in containers. If you're new to growing peppers in pots, a jalapeno or a habanero might actually be an easier starting point. 3. Cucumbers. Cucumbers might surprise you as a container crop, but bush varieties like bush pickle or space master are compact enough to grow in pots very successfully. Unlike vining cucumbers that sprawl across a large garden, bush cucumbers stay more contained. You can either let them trail over the edges of the container or keep them upright with a simple tomato cage. Use at least a 5-gallon container and place it somewhere warm with full sun. Cucumbers need consistent watering and feeding. Once they start flowering and producing, give them a tomato fertilizer every 2 weeks to keep them productive. 4. Zucchini. Zucchini in containers is more achievable than most people think. You just need to be smart about variety selection and pot size. Look for compact or patio varieties. Patio Star is a good example. It's been specifically bred for container growing in sunny spots. You'll need a large container for this one. Aim for at least 10 to 15 gallons. Use a balanced fertilizer early in the season, then switch to a tomato fertilizer once the plant begins flowering to support fruit development. Zucchini produces fast. In good conditions, you can go from flower to harvest-ready fruit in under a week. 5. Leafy greens, a special note for hot climates. Lettuce, spinach, and other leafy greens are cool season crops, meaning they prefer spring and fall temperatures. In June, if you're in the south or southwest, it may already be too hot for them to thrive without some intervention. That said, in northern states, the upper Midwest, Pacific Northwest, New England, June temperatures are still mild enough that leafy greens can do well in containers. If you're in a warm region and want to try greens, here's the key. Use a shallow container, position it somewhere that gets morning sun but afternoon shade, and consider a shade cloth during the hottest part of the day. Consistent watering is also critical. Lettuce is about 96% water, and it needs frequent moisture to stay crisp rather than bolting. A useful trick is succession planting, sowing a small batch of seeds every 2 weeks so you have a continuous harvest rather than everything maturing at once. Herbs are honestly one of the most rewarding things you can grow in containers, and June is peak season for the heat lovers. 1. Basil. Basil is the quintessential summer container herb. It loves heat. It genuinely needs warmth to thrive, which makes June ideal. If you tried planting basil in early spring when nights were still cool, you may have noticed it just sat there looking unhappy. Now is when it really takes off. Grow basil in its own pot rather than combining it with other herbs. It can get quite large and appreciates the space. Give it full sun and water consistently, but don't let it sit in soggy soil. One technique that keeps basil bushy and productive: pinch off the center flower buds as soon as you see them forming. Once basil flowers, the leaves become bitter. Regular pinching also encourages the plant to branch out and produce more leaves. 2. Mint. Mint is almost aggressively easy to grow, which is why it gets its own important rule. Always grow it in its own container. If you plant mint alongside other herbs, it will spread and eventually take over the pot entirely. A 6-inch pot is fine for mint. Keep the soil moist and harvest regularly. The more you cut it back, the more it grows. 3. Rosemary, thyme, and oregano. These Mediterranean herbs are the opposite of basil in one key way. They actually prefer drier conditions. They're extremely drought-tolerant once established, which makes them very low maintenance for container gardening. Let the soil dry out slightly between waterings. These herbs don't like constantly wet roots. They're also among the most heat-tolerant herbs you can grow, which makes them ideal for the hottest months of summer. 4. Parsley and chives. Parsley and chives are versatile herbs that tolerate a wider range of conditions, including partial shade. Both grow well in 6-inch pots and are excellent for windowsills or spots that don't get full sun all day. Keep the soil moist for parsley and pinch off any flowers to prolong leaf production. Chives are extremely low maintenance. Just harvest regularly by snipping the leaves down to about an inch above the soil, and they'll keep regrowing. Container size, the foundational rule. The most common mistake in container gardening is using a pot that's too small. Here's a simple rule. Match the container to the plant's mature root system, not its seedling size. As a quick reference, tomatoes need at least 5 gallons. 10 gallons is better. Peppers do well in 3 to 5 gallons. Cucumbers and zucchini need 5 to 15 gallons depending on variety. Herbs generally work in 6-inch pots, with the exception of basil, which appreciates more room. Potting mix. Never use garden soil in containers. Garden soil compacts in pots and restricts root growth. Use a high-quality, lightweight potting mix that retains moisture while still allowing proper drainage. A good potting mix provides the aeration that roots need in a confined space. Watering in summer heat. Containers dry out significantly faster than in-ground gardens, especially during July and August heat. In June, you may be watering every day or every other day. The test is simple. Stick your finger about an inch into the soil. If it feels dry, water. When you do water, water deeply. Not a quick splash, but enough that you see moisture draining from the bottom of the container. This encourages roots to grow down deep and become more resilient. The best time to water is in the morning, which gives the plant time to absorb moisture before the heat of the day and allows the soil surface to dry slightly so you avoid fungal issues. One more tip for hot regions. If your containers are sitting in full afternoon sun and getting overheated, consider moving them to a spot with morning sun and afternoon shade, or elevate them on bricks or plant stands to improve airflow underneath. Light-colored pots also reflect heat rather than absorbing it, which helps keep roots cooler. Fertilizing. Because you're watering frequently, nutrients wash out of container soil faster than in ground beds. This means you need to fertilize regularly. A slow-release granular fertilizer mixed in at planting gives a steady baseline of nutrition. Then, every 2 to 4 weeks, supplement with a liquid fertilizer. Keep in mind that different growth stages need different nutrient profiles. Balance fertilizer during early vegetative growth, then shift to lower nitrogen and higher phosphorus/potassium once flowers appear. Excess nitrogen late in the season pushes leafy growth at the expense of fruit. Pest watch. What to look for in June. June is when pest pressure starts building. The main ones to watch for in containers during summer are aphids, spider mites, and whiteflies, all of which tend to appear during hot, dry spells. Check the undersides of leaves regularly. A strong spray of water can knock off small aphid infestations without any chemicals. For persistent problems, insecticidal soap is effective and safe for edible plants. Now you know what to look out for, and more importantly, exactly how to fix it. If this is the kind of detail you want every week, the real information, the science behind it, the techniques that actually make a difference to your harvest, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. Every video on this channel is built to give you exactly this. One more section to go, and it's one that most gardening channels completely skip. Don't leave yet. We've covered a lot of ground in this video, and I want to make sure you leave with something you can actually use, not just information sitting in your head, but a clear sequence of steps you can take this weekend to get your June container garden started. Here is your action plan. 5 steps, in this order. Step 1. Assess your sunlight. Before you buy anything, go stand in your growing space, your balcony, patio, or windowsill, and count the actual hours of direct sun it receives in a day. Not daylight. Direct sun. That number tells you exactly what you can grow. 6 or more hours. You can grow everything on this list. 3 to 5 hours. Stick with herbs like parsley and chives, and consider leafy greens if temperatures in your area are still mild. Step 2. Choose your containers. Based on what you learned in this video, right size for the plant, right material for the season. A 5-gallon pot minimum for tomatoes. A 3 to 5 gallon for peppers. A 5-gallon for cucumbers. A 6-inch dedicated pot for each herb. Light-colored ceramic or fabric grow bags for summer heat. Drainage holes, non-negotiable. Step 3. Get your potting mix. A quality mix with perlite and coir or peat moss. Never garden soil. Pick up a bag from any garden center this weekend. Step 4. Choose your plants, and keep it simple. For most viewers watching this, the ideal June starter setup is 3 pots, 1 compact tomato, 1 pepper, and 1 herb. That is a complete, manageable container garden that will actually produce real food before this summer ends. Don't overplant. Don't buy 6 things because this video got you excited. Containers actually need thoughtful management even more than in-ground beds because potting mix burns through nutrients fast. So a few well-tended pots will always outperform a crowded, neglected collection. Step 5. Plant this weekend. Not next weekend. This one. The soil is warm right now. The nights are stable. The plants are waiting at your local nursery. Every week you wait is a week off your harvest window. There is one more concept I want to introduce before we close, because it's the technique that takes everything you've just set up and makes it produce continuously, rather than all at once and then nothing. It's called succession planting. The idea is straightforward. Instead of planting everything at the same time and getting one big flush of harvest, you stagger your plantings every 2 to 3 weeks. Succession planting gives you a continuous harvest rather than getting overwhelmed with too much produce at one time. You plant small amounts every 2 to 3 weeks, so you always have something coming in. Think about what that means in practice. Instead of 10 basil plants all going to flower at the same moment, you have 3 pots started 2 weeks apart, so as one is in full production, the next is coming up behind it. Herbs like basil and cilantro can be planted every 2 to 3 weeks for fresh flavors all season long. The same principle applies to lettuce in autumn, to Swiss chard, to cucumbers. It is one of the most productive habits in container gardening, and I'm going to cover it in depth in an upcoming video. the full succession planting guide for container growers, including a planting calendar, which crops to stagger and which ones not to bother with, and exactly how to manage your pots through the transition. If you don't want to miss that, now is the time to subscribe. We started this video with one idea. You hadn't missed the window. And I want to close with that same thought, because I mean it, and I think it's worth saying one more time before you go. June is not the end of the gardening season. It is not the tail end of something you should have started months ago. For container growers specifically, for anyone with a balcony, a patio, a rooftop, a windowsill, a stoop, June is when the warmth is locked in, the frost is gone, and the plants that reward summer heat most generously are ready and waiting. For container growers, June might actually be the beginning of the best part. Go get your pots. Go get your plants. The season is right in front of you. If you want to follow along as this container garden grows, through the summer heat, into the succession planting phase, and all the way to a fall harvest, subscribe, because that is exactly what this channel documents. Every week, one video built around real information that actually helps you grow. I'll see you in the next one.